Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear. Whoa, mama. We got a special guest in studio today with me and Matt. Sam.
Heck again.
Yeah.
Third
Sam.
time, he's like, fuck off, guys. Why do you keep making me do this?
Well,
He
just
hates
showed us
us.
a picture of big black cock.
I hope we don't get canceled for that.
What are they going to take away from me, Sam? Or, I mean, Matt? Either of you. What are they going to
2021.
take away?
That's all.
Let me tell you who got uncanceled this week.
Kyle Larson did.
Got the big dub.
And honestly, I didn't expect him to get it this week, Dylan.
Matt, also, when did he get suspended last year? Like 4 races in? Well, he didn't win the first 4 races. Anniversary, sort of. Not the
Not
actual
really,
anniversary.
but sure.
But 5th race of the season.
Fourth.
Oh, shit, it was the 4th. Damn, I'm off my game. We had a couple of drinks at a local pub beforehand.
The way you said pub, dude. Local pub.
But Kyle Larson came full
get the
circle.
dub.
Got his first victory. He was,
Of the year.
yes.
First victory at a mile and a half. Longest streak of second place finish, not streak. Yeah, no, longest streak of second place finishes without winning.
Yes,
It was like
9.
Yeah, 9. Unreal.
Yeah, made the Chase
So-
Elliott second
Second
place
place.
finishes seem like nothing.
You're
But
absolutely
it was
correct.
awesome to see him win. He had that nice paint scheme. HendrickCars.com.
And you know, I got a note here. Best way to get sponsorship, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
Winning.
Win. Yeah, he
Winning.
doesn't have like an anchor sponsor. He kind of has like that, what is it, Nation Guard or
He
something?
did for 3 races, and then
Yeah.
he got a few other little ones, but nothing crazy. So,
Mhm. But hey, he's back. Bubba even.
Bob even came to victory lane.
Yeah.
Brad, before he even did an interview, came up and
Yeah. That was nice to see.
said something, and that was nice to see.
I feel like some people hate Brad too, but like not everybody. in
I've
the
definitely
sport.
turned a new leaf on Brad.
Yeah, so Brad is like almost kind of that respected. He's like kind of like the Intimidator. Now I'm not saying he's the Intimidator
No.
because like Dale Senior's like up here, Brad's like right here.
And here's something. I like Brad because he's sponsored by Miller Lite, and I drink Miller Lite.
Matt, I did some research.
And I don't think he's sponsored again by Miller Lite.
So he's still under the Molson Coors camp, but Matt, are you ready for this one?
No, I'm not.
Sam,
Maybe.
give him some water so he can take this.
Okay, you guys are talking about Brad, like the lady in the Liberty Mutual commercial when she's like, "This is Brad," and then she talks about her car, how her car got like hit.
Yeah, sure, that kind of, yeah, sure.
I hate Liberty Mutual Insurance, by the way. Not
Yeah, I'll
sponsored.
never get their insurance just
They're
because.
way too expensive.
Yes.
And I hate their commercials.
But Brad is gonna, it's one race, and it's gonna be the Blue Deuce, but it's gonna be Keystone Light. I mean, at that
That's
point,
water.
just get sponsored by Hams.
That's
That's
Dasani.
all I'm saying.
God, I hate hams too. Honestly,
Well,
just fucking
I mean-
get sponsored by Dasani or Aquafina or some shit. I don't know. It's fucking
Facts.
water.
I mean,
dude.
Matt, how can you hate Hams? Remember when I was all depressed after Harvick
Hams
got
is
bounced?
disgusting.
Yeah, that's my go-to. I'm depressed. I don't deserve something good beer. Like,
Oh, just disgusting. Dude.
yeah, I know. Ham in a can, wet
Spam
room
in a can.
temperature ham. Yes, spam,
Spam in a can.
would be better than ham.
You open it up and all you hear is, "Your car's extended warranty is about to expire."
I
get
feel
that.
like the Hams is a company that successfully branded themselves as a bad beer, so because of that, people will buy it to try it, you know. And so like even though it's bad, people will still get it just so they can.
You know what?
experience
I
it.
have one friend who likes hams special, and it's
Okay.
disgusting. He knows who he is. I'm sure he's probably listening. He knows who he is, and it's disgusting.
I'm sure that had
18 to
have been the
20-year-olds that can't afford anything else.
That had to have
get
been
Hams.
the first beer that he's like ever tried,
Ooh.
and like
He's just special holding on to it.
Right.
You know, okay, so let me say that. What was the first beer you had? I'll go first. Mine was Miller Genuine Draft.
mine was Miller Lite.
So, like, my first was a Pabst Blue Ribbon when I was like 10, but like my
Pabst
first
is so
beer was like Busch Light, obviously.
Bush Latte.
Busch Latte.
You know what? Hey, story, and this I'm gonna come back to why this story got brought up in the end. I was at Menards yesterday, and I need some oil for my mom's car, and they had all the oil brands, right? And I mean, pretty much every oil brand is somehow we're affiliated in NASCAR, right? Most of the big one: Pennzoil, Valvoline, Mobil One, Quaker State. They've either all sponsored a race, sponsoring a driver, or they're sponsor of the sport, right? So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick between these ones. And Emily's like, well, how expensive is that one? I'm like, well, that it was Quaker State. I'm like, that's $280. And then the off-brand, like generic Menards brand, was like $250. And now I love Menards because
Plus.
Menards sponsors NASCAR, right? A lot. So
Some of
love
our
Menards.
favorite drivers.
Absolutely.
Cendric, Blaney.
But I was like, well, I'm not going to buy that because they don't sponsor NASCAR. So I'm going to spend the extra 30. Now, granted, it's 30 cents, mind you. Not a lot of money to buy the Quaker State. Now, the point of this whole story, I'm pretty sure where I was going with this, is that I drink alcohol based on if they're sponsoring the sport or not. So if Miller Lite is not sponsoring any sort of affiliate, and you know what, I'm going to count this Keystone because it's a stretch, but I'd rather drink Miller Lite, and it counts in my eyes.
I've
If
never
they're
had a
fully out,
Keystone.
I have. They're not that great.
Of course
But if
not.
they're out, then I gotta drink Busch, and I just don't want to drink Busch.
See, now, I really enjoy Busch Light, but I respect Miller Lite enough because, you know, they're a Wisconsin company that, like, if they're giving me a free flag or really
take it.
any kind of merch, I will choose Miller Lite over anything else and just suck it up knowing I got a fucking free flag. That it wasn't actually free because obviously I paid for the 24 pack. But yeah, really, yeah.
I personally don't necessarily have a preference in which beer I'm drinking. I usually choose Bud Light because you can get it anywhere, no matter what, at any time.
Bud Light is a good beer if you don't want anybody to bitch about what kind of beer you got.
I mean,
Busch Light is second, but
bitch
that's like
what
kind of a
beer.
cult.
I don't bitch
in their
about it
own
because I
way.
don't care what people think.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
I'm
trying to
with you
get
on that.
intoxicated, you're trying to get intoxicated.
I am past.
Now, Matt, let's get into some winners and losers from this week. Let's just hit quickly on who we thought did a good job, who we thought did a poor job.
So I'm gonna start. And I'm gonna start with a question. I'm gonna propose a question. Should Hendrick Motorsports be taken more seriously on 1.5 mile tracks?
So I think Hendrick
Hendrick came out a big winner.
We need to start talking about Hendrick as maybe returning to the premier team in the sport. Now with Kyle
They have
Larson getting the win.
2 race winners this season already, and neither of those race wins came from the last year's champion.
Yes. Billy
Chase-
Byron got an outright win this year. It's
Unreal.
insane.
The 2 teams that have the least funny for Hendrick Motorsports both got a win. Put that into the perspective of Chase Elliott has multiple sponsors just throwing money at him. Alex Bowman has the whole season of Ally Racing,
Yes.
and the least 2 sponsored teams have won.
Wow.
So should we consider them more of a powerhouse? They did great the last
I
2
think
races.
that they're returning to the
think they have.
powerhouse. Yeah, I mean, it really, the past couple of years, it's been Gibbs with mostly Hamlin, but fucking Kyle Busch sneaking in there and getting 2 championships. Penske being a force.
Somehow, by the way.
And really, that's kind of it. Like, we had Furniture Row until they went under.
Right.
But it's kind of been this vacuum of...
Well, and, you know what? I'll throw, if you're talking just teams, I agree. If we're talking overall drivers, Kevin Harvick with Stuart Haas.
Yes.
But
If we're
overall
going
teams,
full season, I mean, he literally had one of the greatest years ever last year.
did.
He just happened to shit the bed at the absolute worst time.
Yes, I agree.
Sam, Dion Waiters took the edible on the plane and literally shit the bed.
I mean, yes,
That's what happened to Dion Waiters, right?
Dylan. 3 words for you: Mile High Club.
Hey, you know,
Mic drop.
he did do something I probably will never do.
I mean, Deion Waiters.
I've never shit a bed.
Deion Waiters. Is
I
like,
thought you may have sex on a plane.
Well, we don't know, Matt. I'm young.
I feel like Deion
I'm
Waiters
young.
Is just a worse
I'm
version of Jimmy
virile.
Butler.
I might not
That's a
have
good
very
point
high
from Sam.
standards.
Dylan
What did he
doesn't
say?
care. Dylan's not listening.
No.
Dylan
Yeah.
does not care.
Dylan-
I want to get to my winner. My
Dylan's
winners.
afraid to go into basketball.
Oh, here we go. No, we're
We
not
are not
going
doing this week.
Winners,
I am
Dylan.
going to talk about Denny Hamlin. And you're just going to sit there and you're going to fucking listen, Sam. You're going to fucking listen. And Matt, I really like the speed of Denny and Brad
The record
Keselowski
show
this
him being
year.
bullied.
I really enjoy.
Hashtag cancel Dylan.
I think.
Cancel Dylan. You heard it from Matt.
What are you going to cancel me from? I have nothing besides this shitty
You
little
heard it right here.
podcast
Dylan has nothing
in the
to
most
cancel
random
anyways.
corner of the internet. But I really like the speed that I've seen from those two drivers this
Especially
year.
Brad. Brad will get a win
Yes.
soon. Denny
I
too.
know.
I don't think the last 2 seasons Denny's had where we both were like, if he's going to do it this year to do it, and he still shit the bed. I don't
See, now,
think this
here's
is the
my
year he's
thing
gonna
that I've
have
come up with Denny is I'm just happy when he wins because that just stuffs the ballot box for who's the greatest,
to never win a championship.
never win a championship. Because I have no faith that he's going to win a championship. And if he does, I can guarantee you he's going to win 3 races that year, barely make it into the championship round, and then all of a sudden win one. It's going to be a makeup title if he gets one, which I don't think he'll get. Kind of like how Joey Logano should have won in 2015, but he won in 2018, even though like his best season was 2015.
Right.
I also want to get into one more winner, and we don't have to talk about him very much, but Ryan Blaney, I mean, he finally got a top 5.
Finally got his shit together at Vegas. And we said before the
God.
pod, or before the race, he needs a big week to figure his stuff out. He did. I'm excited for him. I think he can recap next week at Phoenix with another top 5. He ran very well there last year in the season finale.
I am pulling for him there. Also, just a loser, Roush. Love it.
Roush, yeah.
love to
Actually,
see it.
Loser here, Kevin Harvick. Big loser of the race.
Yes.
He started on the pole, and he just fell way back and did nothing.
He had 3 good races, and then he didn't shit the bed. I mean, he finished 20th, so if this is one of the worst races
Yeah.
he has, this is a This is a
bad
good
race.
bottom
A good
for
bad
him.
race? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just really didn't do anything. Also, Matty D, I was hoping for a stronger performance from him, and he was showing signs early, but it just didn't end up working out for him. In our picks, we both whiffed. It was 5-2.
I was definitely a lot closer.
Yeah, you were a position
Brad
away
at
from
least
glory.
had second and won a
Yes.
stage. All right. He was at least somewhat there.
Yeah.
And one more winner. Eric Jones got a top 10, by the way. That guy came out of nowhere to get that thing.
Good
he
for
wasn't
him.
well, considering the first 3 races for Richard Petty Motorsports,
Absolute
Bad.
useless team.
but they at least got a top 10, and you know
Yeah.
what? That's something to be
Good
proud
for him.
of.
Also, William Byron got 8th, so I just want to
And
give him a shout out there.
And we can't not mention Ryan Preece with a top 15, baby. Let's get a round of
In
applause
the
for
Natty
that.
Light Car! In the Natty
Wow.
Light Car! Let's fucking
Done.
go, baby!
We
He's
can,
still in the chase as of this time.
and we can all be happy
Playoff.
for that. He is, and I'm excited. I'm happy for him.
Yep. He didn't
I love-
get any
keep that
playoff
going.
points, but he's 13th in the points and he's 16th in the grid. Now, if he can just manage
that.
to pull out a couple of good finishes here and
I
there,
think 15th is a good finish
and
for him.
not fuck up, and just on road courses and a super speedway get another top 10 and maybe like 2 more on the road courses, I think that he could maybe find a way to really contend at the end of this regular season and maybe get in the chase. I mean the playoff. God, I keep saying the chase.
All right, Dylan, Doghouse. Kyle Larson won, obviously. So Ryan Blaney's still in there. I'm not taking him out.
Yep. No, he needs a win.
He needs a win to get out.
He needs
Kyle
a win.
Larson, he got a win. He got the dub. At a week, I didn't think he was going to get it. He got the dub.
So now,
And, you know, this was the first week in the last 2 that we didn't pick a Doghouse driver to win. And you know, that happened. So
Yeah.
what are your picks for the
so
Doghouse?
you did text me and you nominated Harvick to go.
I
in.
did not
And I
like
do-
Kevin Harvick.
Yes, you did.
I did.
I do have the texting proof. You did. And I want to talk about him. But also, I have 2 other names that I want to nominate for the Doghouse.
I'm all ears, Dylan.
For the infamy. Alex Bowman. He's been bad.
Okay.
Compared to the other drivers,
Okay.
it has not been good.
Let's
he
hear your
finished
last
27th in this most recent race, and Martin Truex Jr. And now Martin Truex Jr. and Harvick are kind of in the same boat. Where last season Harvick was incredible, and then he shit the bed at the very end. He took the Dion Waiters edible on the plane, but Martin Truex Jr., he had that streak where he was finishing in the top 5 and he was finishing second and third. But he only won one race this year. And this season, he's shown a little speed, but, it hasn't been great. And right now, he's 8th, but can you do something? In the last 40 races now, he's got one win. He should be doing more. But Alex Bowman, now...
You make a strong case for Alex Bowman, and I will back that case because he's gotten a great team. He has great sponsorship. The money's
full season sponsorship.
Flowing, baby. And
he's got a Jimmy Johnson Lowe's type deal. And he's got one career win. Two, my bad. Wow. As much as William Byron.
At Chicagoland, which they don't race anymore. And Auto Club Speedway, which they're not racing this year.
Also, side note, good for NASCAR. No Chicagoland.
Because we got Road America. I don't care. All right, take away Chicagoland, give me Road America. I'm happy with the deal.
Take away anything in Illinois and put Wisconsin in it, and it's the best fucking thing in the world.
I love that you said Illinois. I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Did you purposely say that?
Yes. I don't call them anything else.
Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah. I don't respect them enough.
They probably don't respect us enough.
They can fuck off. They're so awful. They're a disgusting state.
Here we go.
And if they just got
Illinois
bumped.
Of Ohio.
Does Wisconsin?
Illinois is the Ohio of Ohio.
Does Wisconsin have any nuclear rocket sites?
Probably. I don't know. I'm assuming they do.
Would the governor's office be able to access those?
Probably.
Because I would definitely support a candidate that would make Illinois, I said it again, a glass factory. But anyway, I want to continue talking about...
cancel Dylan.
I'm trying, guys! I'm trying here. But I just want to bring up Alex Bowman again. Because I think Kyle Larson is going to be a premier racer in the sport. You kind of think of him as one, but, in reality, he hasn't had, a phenomenal year. He had one really, really good Ganassi year, but... He's definitely safe. Obviously, Chase Elliott, he's the golden boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's never going away.
No.
Unless he starts his own team like Tony Stewart style. But really, the future of Hendrick Motorsports is going to be decided on their undercard. They're two kind of lesser talent drivers. William Byron and Alex Bowman. I don't think anyone loses their job, especially since Bowman just moved to the Ally 48 this year. But 2023, there's going to be some driver movement. I know it. And they're only going to replace one of those dudes. So it's whoever's better stays. Bowman or Byron. And all the momentum is for Byron. He's got...
Billy B, baby.
Billy Byron himself. Willie B. He's locked into the chase.
He's
driven well.
More races right now than Alex Bowman has in the amount of starts.
Yes.
Think about that. Stat
Wild.
for you. Alex Bowman, baby. I'm all for it. Let's throw him in the doghouse.
Yes.
Let's see what he can claw his way out.
Fucking woof woof, he's in there. Also, I just want to touch on it. The Dinger finally got a win, too.
Another one at 1.5 miles.
Good for him.
I'm happy for him.
I do
see
like
him make a run in the Xfinity Championship. That'd be awesome.
I do think it's cool that he's kind of
reestablished himself into the NASCAR series because he just went away.
Sam Hornish did after he burnt out.
I think this is a bit
Sam
of
Hornish had
renaissance.
that season in the 12 where he finished runner-up to Stenhouse where he was really good in the Xfinity. And it's just kind of nice to see some dudes that burn out kind of come back and have a good kind of second run in the sport. And I don't know if he ever gets back to Cup or he ever really, But it's nice that he found a niche. Also, John Hunter Nemechek won the truck race. We don't have to talk about it a lot.
Love seeing that. But the Kyle Busch spin gate.
Yes.
I got to touch on it.
The bastard man did it again.
I'm confident he intentionally spun. He had a flat tire, and I don't think he purposely got a flat tire. Maybe I could go back and watch the footage. Maybe he purposely ran into
I
somebody.
wouldn't put it past him.
I guess I wouldn't either.
I hate him.
And then he just, all of a sudden, you just see him driving, and then he just kind of turns the wheel to the left and spins out.
And then miraculously saves it.
The reason for that, Sam, great question, would be that it would
He's
throw
a
a
dick.
caution to get his teammate into victory lane. Now,
Which he
this
also owns
happened
the
once
team.
before.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Waltrip spin gate.
Spingate, the
I
original.
think that was 2013, I want to say. 2014, maybe?
Boyer.
And Boyer
MTJ.
and MTJ was in the 56. Boyer was in the, I don't know, not 5. I don't know what car, 30-something maybe?
He was in the 15.
The 15, you're right, the 15. And Clint Boyer purposely spun out as he was directed to by the team to throw a caution so that Martin Truex Jr. could get enough points to be in the playoffs. Well, what happened was Michael Waltrip Racing got fined $300,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, NASCAR did not take any.
It shut them down.
It shut them down. That team no longer existed after that fine.
Sam, imagine an NFL find. Imagine an NFL find that literally put a team under. Imagine that.
Yeah. NASCAR did not fuck around, all right?
Like, usually it's just petty cash, but like they literally
they
fucking
find them
shut 'em
to
down.
shut them down. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So that team no longer exists.
I want to say that could happen in the NFL, but it can't because the NFL, like, technically owns every team.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well,
like,
also they elect the commissioner, and if you were to give a fine so big that it puts a team under, they have revenue sharing. That fucks everything up.
Right.
But NASCAR, private entity, fucking France
Just
family,
laying it down. I hate the
France
family, by the
family
way.
mafia.
Hashtag
Yeah.
let Steve Phelps run this own the sport.
Hashtag cancel France.
can
I hate France. Yes.
add in
The family.
here?
I kind of
I
like
can
France.
relate to that Kyle Busch story about him spinning out or whatever on purpose. or
Yes.
Whatever. That spin gate. In the NFL, players used to, at the end of the game, let's say offense is trying to score, defense is up in points. End of the game, defense has no timeouts left. Offense is rushing down the field. There's no huddling, right?
Yeah.
Fat lineman is 30 yards back. He's trying to run back to the line so they don't get an offsides penalty, but you know how that goes. 300-pound defensive lineman not happening. So they would always just drop on the ground and fake an injury
Yep.
because then
Mm.
they would
Then
have
they
Stop
get
the
it, stop the
clock.
clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now
Even if you're out of timeouts.
right now, just recently they kind of added in, if that happens, they do, they give you like, what do you call it?
Is that the 10-second runoff rule? Is that where that came from?
That's if the offense does it.
Okay.
Defense gets flagged for it. So now, if you like go down with an injury, you have no timeouts. Like, they will still call the penalty
Yep.
on
the
I
defense.
don't know. I just think that's like
Kind of the same thing. I could see that.
kind of interesting.
Basically, that. Yeah.
Being hurt like helps. the
They're
game.
they're cheating.
It's a game, so like.
Mhm.
If it
But
can
that's
be
within
exploited, it
that's
will be.
within the rules. But that's not within the rules of NASCAR. The rules of NASCAR, they changed it after what happened with Michael Waltrip, and it's a pretty freaking loose clause, and I think it's still in there. But it's basically saying that you have to run at 100% the whole race. You can't, because if you're, here's an example. If we're, Martinsville last year.
Ooh,
Kevin
yes.
Harvick needs one more point to make it into the championship round. And the way NASCAR's structured with the playoffs is that whoever makes it to the championship round, you have that one race to win the championship. If you don't make it into the final four, basically, you're out. You run the race, but you can't win the championship. So say Kevin Harvick is 15th, and his teammate Eric Almirola is somehow miraculously in front of him. If Eric Almirola just hits the brakes and lets Kevin Harvick pass him, and then Kevin Harvick gets into the championship round, and I mean that's basically you're helping your teammate. But the way NASCAR kind of works is that's cheating. You're using that to your advantage, and then NASCAR will fine you and
It's no
penalize
better
you
than
for
Michael
that.
Waltrip Racing.
Yeah, that's the same thing. You're basically saying that you're helping you're within. I don't want to say within the rules, but you're not running at 100%, and you're exploiting the rules to help your teammate win. And I know they're teammates, but your teammates to a point. Your teammates where you have the same shop, the same owner.
Right.
You share the resources, but when you're on the track and you're driving,
You're both trying to win.
you're both trying to win. That's the whole goal. You want to win.
Now you may, if you're at a certain kind of track, super speedway, you may want to draft.
You want to work with your
Yeah.
teammates, but in the
Final
end,
lap comes. We saw it this year. I mean, Brad Keselowski, final
just fucking
lap.
threw her in there. He didn't
Yeah.
care if Joey Logano was in front of him. He's
Fucking
like, I
Michael
want to fucking go
McDowell,
win.
who's a manufacturer
partner. Yeah.
partner with them, even was the one that gave Brad that push,
Yeah.
and then Brad and
So
Joey.
you're telling me
connected.
that Lightning McQueen in cars would have gotten fined for going back and helping?
They weren't teammates.
Still
all
not
I'm
going
saying.
100%. I mean, even though not team, I mean, he stopped,
Get Pixar on the
turned
phone.
around.
Hmm?
No, you know what? Fuck Pixar. You know why? Because they released Hiccup Haddock in How to Train Your Dragon 2, who looks exactly like me.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 was not Pixar. That was DreamWorks.
Check Sam out at Crankin'
mind.
Beers at Crankin'
Actually
Beers
knew
on
that.
Twitter.
I-
It's
I-
his pinned
Bro,
tweet.
I posted a TikTok about that once.
It is his pinned tweet. So
Oh, yeah,
check him
that's
out
right.
at
It's
Crankin'
actually-
Beers.
It's just Crank Beers.
Crank
Crank
Beers. My
Beers.
bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. Don't cancel me over that.
I did write DreamWorks, just for the record. I did write DreamWorks
Okay.
down
Yep.
here.
Yep.
But like, listen, I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the
it's
same.
pretty
It's
similar.
Pretty similar.
If you can't
That's-
go look up his handle,
that's
check it
Fire
out.
Barcelona's shirt.
my
Cool.
All right,
fancy
now they're
shirt.
talking
Got that
soccer.
from Burlington. Like,
Did you?
Ten
Yeah, they got
Matt.
that stuff.
I beat Roush this week. Dylan 3, Roush 1.
Roush is at 1.
Oh, yeah.
They're at 1 from
My bad.
Homestead. They're at 1.
So
Got
it's
to keep
3
track
to
of
1.
that. 3-1. Roush update.
Roush
Dylan's
did have
still up.
14 and 18th place, but no one in the top 10. If they would have got one in the top 10, I would have considered it a win.
You would have. Yeah.
Or both of them in the top 15 at least.
Yeah.
But fuck Jack Roush. Go away. Retire. Take your stupid hat to the beach. I'm done with you.
We know how Dylan feels about Roush. So I want to talk about our bets quick. 3 last week, Dylan. All right. I got 2 this week.
I didn't even do it this week because I hopped on
got-
too late.
I got Chevy as the manufacturer win, and for stage 2, and all cars running at the end of stage 2, and that's it. Those are the only 2 I got. Everything else didn't get.
Oof. Well, hey,
So I'm
you got
hoping
more
for
than
3
me.
next week then.
Good
For
luck.
Phoenix, I'm hoping. Yeah.
Good luck to you.
So our picks, Dylan.
Whiffed.
Big whiff. All right. So we're still at the same. I think it's what 5-2.
5-2.
5-2. Well, you get to pick first, Dylan. So
All right.
pick away.
Well, it is Phoenix, and last week I did pick Kevin Harvick in a straight parlay. So this week, Harvick worked real well for me last year. So I'm gonna pick Harvick for my team.
Harvick's not a team, so you're picking Stuart.
Or, I
Haas
mean,
for
for
your
my
team?
driver. For my driver.
Driver.
Shit. I had a couple at the local pub. The watering hole. The local watering hole.
The pub.
Pub.
Okay.
So Harvick, and then just I feel like it's the kind of race where Gibbs is going to come out strong. So I'm going to pick Gibbs. I mean, they got 3 drivers, and Chris Bell has also been driving really well this year.
Yeah.
So they got 4 drivers that could, within reason, I think, win. My manufacturer, I'm thinking, like, do I want to go Ford? Do I want to go Toyota? Hedge some bets, you know? But I'm going to go Ford just because I like the speed I've seen from the Penske camp as well.
Yep.
And hopefully Ryan Blaney can come out strong again. So I'm going Ford. And then for my Xfinity, this is where it gets interesting. Some would say even saucy. Justin Allgaier is really good there. But Austin Cindric also won last year. Also, I think I've picked Austin Cindric in the past 3 races.
Mm-hmm.
After I didn't pick him to win the first race, which he won. So, I'm going to pick Gregson.
You're fucking taking my pick. That wasn't my pick, but all right. So we're going to switch then. I'm picking Austin Cindric if you're leaving him out there.
Damn, he's gonna win this week. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Why don't
I'll
you
pick
him
Austin
as well?
Cindric.
I already
Can you
picked.
not?
I already picked.
You only get one pick.
So like,
Well, I mean, I could change my pick after he already picked him, but then we'd just be picking the same person, and if he wins, I don't gain any points.
Yeah.
But also, if Gregson wins, and I think he might, he's just enough of a dickhead, and it's just a small enough track where I feel like being a dickhead is a good thing. Slightly smaller than a 1.5. It's 1.3 something. I don't know.
It's 1.02 something.
Really?
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah.
Who'd have knew? But yeah, I don't
Who'da
know.
knew?
Also, Gregson's got to win one eventually. He's too good. His
Yeah.
team's too good.
Who'd you pick for me? Team again? I zoned out. Is it
JGR.
Gibbs? Oh, it was Gibbs. Okay, I wasn't totally crazy. Manufacturer, Ford, team. Fuck, dude. I don't know. Hendrick's on a run. I'm going to Hendrick.
Fuck.
Chase might win again. I don't know. Driver. I think Logano's going to win another spring race. So I'm going
God
Logano.
damn it. You know what? He probably will just so he can take the entire fucking summer off and show up in the playoff again.
That easily could happen.
I get why the drivers hate him so much.
Do you?
Yeah.
Could easily be it.
I mean, if the
Sam, he's the kind of guy who wears glasses all the time just so everyone
know
else
he-
doesn't punch him
Oh,
in the
yeah,
face.
that's true, yeah.
In the face. I think that's why they always start with a push
I'm just
whenever
gonna
they
say
do.
if the other drivers do hate him that much, like the other drivers could just be better
That is also
and then
true.
beat him. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing with him. He's an actual good driver, so he's like hard
Yeah,
to beat.
throwback to 2018 when he spun on Martin Truex Jr. in the Martinsville Fall race. And Martin Truex Jr. is like, he won a Bobby and win the damn war. And then he goes out and, and Joey Logano wins the championship at Homestead and just flat out passes Martin Truex Jr.
He's everything.
One of the best moments that if just because I was not a fan of Martin Truex Jr. that year, because he was a real douchebag that whole year. Because he's like, I'm the best fucking driver there is, and nobody beats me. And
Is
then
that
he just
when
got
he was on,
fucking
like, his-
absolutely beat.
Yeah.
I did not like him that year at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's calmed down for me now. I still don't overly like him, but he's calmed down. All right, he's not as annoying.
He's somewhat likable.
He's manageable.
He's off the track. He's went through some stuff that make him like a nice
oh yeah,
kind of human interest story, which is legit because like I kind of feel for him
Yeah,
there
oh,
too.
I agree.
But like, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're
Yeah.
coming from.
He called, and listen, I'm biased as fuck, all right, about this, but he called Jimmy Johnson a bad guy, all right? And I'm biased, all right? I'm not going to
You
say
know.
he's not.
Helmet on, Jimmy. Yeah, fuck that guy. Like I hope he busts both of his legs in 3 spots.
I can understand why people don't like him as a racer, right? He's won a lot of races and a lot of championships,
But
right?
off
Off
when he
the
takes
track?
the helmet off, he's basically JFK.
You can't beat the guy. He's
Yeah.
the best. He's unreal nice guy. Mm-hmm. So that was when I really
Now he's
wasn't
in a
liking
whole
him.
different series. He's running IndyCar. I don't have to hate him anymore.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'm excited. We get to go see him.
Yeah, maybe.
We're going to IndyCar race.
I don't know. You didn't invite me to go to Atlanta. I would have liked to go to Atlanta.
Atlanta's. I hate Atlanta. But like,
Well, like me and Matt have some underlying issues. Basically, I didn't get invited. Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's just
We only
FYI.
have a podcast together. It's basically more than a child
then again,
together.
Matt is not
This
obligated to
podcast.
invite you places. You know, even
Well,
though you
it
do
would
have
be
a podcast,
nice.
It doesn't mean that. You know, he
It
has to take
means
you everywhere.
everything. If he's not putting in
Matt will grocery
100%
shopping yesterday.
commitment.
He didn't take you with him. I
That's a
mean,
good
is
point.
that-
Yeah, I'm a little mad about that too. So I'm
It's
gonna
all
be
right.
honest.
Do you want to come to my doctor's appointment tomorrow?
Yeah.
Depends. Your doctor cute or
Not your type.
oh damn.
How do you know my
Bro,
type
I
is?
don't have a type. Man, I've been
So
single
like,
for
are
like
types a
5
thing?
goddamn years. Every girl I ran into is an absolute train wreck.
Yeah, I've been there.
Define train
I've
wreck.
been
Like
there.
I don't know,
emotionally and what?
Physically, yeah,
Just
both,
Not,
Matt,
not-
both.
Not nice people. I mean,
There are a lot of girls
Man, I
that
lucked
like.
out.
I don't mean like. Yes, you did, Matt. There are a lot of girls that like seem not perfect, but like good on the surface, and then you go on like 2 dates with them, and they're fucking
yeah,
nutcases.
facts.
Yes. And then, like, I mean, like, I got 2 types, and, like, they never go for me.
What are the 2 types, Dylan? Tell me what they are.
It's like,
Just want to give us secrets.
so like, thank God no one I know listens to this podcast except you two. Sam, you don't even listen unless you're on
I
it.
do sometimes.
Yeah, when you're on it. But like, taller blonde girls and like girls with like dark hair and like pretty eyes. That's like my thing. I love them. But they
Tall,
really reject me.
blonde.
I will tell you.
Like-
I'll tell you how to fix it.
How? Get more attractive,
No.
better socially?
No.
Because I've been told that by them.
Dylan, this is an investment. Go on Tinder. Sign up for Tinder Gold for 1 month. Okay.
Tinder Gold.
Boost your profile or whatever as much as you can. Whatever that shit is. Okay. Just
All
do
right,
it.
this is turning into a Tinder advertisement. Good thing that we're paying them.
Okay,
Or they're paying us. So.
Then scroll through the girls who like you. Chances are they're gonna be, you know, I'm just gonna guess here, maybe like brunettes with glasses who,
Glasses aren't bad.
I mean, I'm just
It's what's
saying, I'm just
under
saying.
the glasses.
So
It's the other two.
once you know exactly the group that is attracted to you, look through their bios and see if they're riding horses or if they're driving Chevy trucks.
Dude,
or
if they're riding
whatever.
horses,
Yo,
I'm
what's-
fucking
okay.
moving
Whoa,
to
whoa,
a different
whoa, whoa,
state.
whoa, whoa,
Horse
whoa.
girls?
No, hold-
Fuck that.
hold
I'm
on.
leaving.
No, Emily's a
I'll
horse
live
girl.
in Illinois.
I want a horse.
So, Matt, don't throw that kind of accusation at Emily.
She's a horse girl. I can't believe you just said that. I take offense to that.
Matt, do you know what a horse girl is?
Yes. And I
She
want
can like
Yes, and I
horses,
want one.
but are you calling her a horse
listening
girl?
to this podcast right now, ride horses, please DM me at Twitter, on Twitter,
Crank
at
Beers.
Crank Beers, please.
Do you know what a horse girl
Yes,
is?
Dylan, it is.
There are girls that
I
like
want a
to
piece
ride
of it.
horses and enjoy horses, and then there are horse girls.
Yes.
Preach, Dylan.
Yes.
Yes. What don't you understand? Maybe you're in the wrong type.
She could be at stirrups
Bro.
getting blackout drunk and getting fucked by 3 frat dudes, but they're not. They're
Right.
riding horses.
So the stirrups in downtown Green Bay, what you're talking about, is different kind of animal, Sam. That God left that place a long time ago.
I don't think it ever showed up.
Listen,
Yeah, I think God forgot about that little corner of the earth.
I was
So
trying,
anyway.
I was trying to help you, Dylan.
We're trying to help.
I was
Dylan.
trying to help
We're-
you. So you figure out
Listen to Sam.
You figure
all right?
out what kind of girl is attracted to you, right? Look at their legs, and then look at yourself. What makes you attractive to them? What are you doing?
The fact that I have uglier friends in my profile pictures.
Don't put friends in your profile pictures.
Yeah, don't do that.
But then it's just
yourself.
me.
Exactly.
You.
Dylan, they're gonna have to meet
I don't
you
wanna
at some
look at
point
that.
anyways.
Yeah,
like-
you don't put.
Yeah,
no,
but
don't do
hopefully
that.
I've already moved. I'm gonna stop talking.
It's a
you know.
confidence.
You can't.
I say I don't want to get canceled, but deep down I am worried. I get canceled.
Just for the record, I'm not actually giving Dylan relationship advice because I am not in a
Yeah,
relationship
he's-
myself, so I cannot.
He's just been drawing dicks,
Yeah, there's
like
penises.
All over.
like
the-
it's fucking
I'll bet-
super bad.
Oh my god!
All
I've
over
not
my-
seen that.
all over my
MJ,
nose.
Wow.
LeBron, under MJ it says he's also bad, also divorced.
You know,
LeBron, he's amazing at basketball.
not
and
talking
Whoa,
in
whoa,
business.
whoa! We're not. We don't
LeBron
talk
also
bad
didn't
about.
marry his baby mama.
We
for
also
like
don't
14
talk
years.
bad about MJ on this pod.
Yeah, we are not going to talk bad.
MJ
about
has a
MJ.
NASCAR team owner. All right.
You know,
Yeah,
MJ
he's immune.
Is a good basketball player.
On
Was
this
a good
podcast.
basketball player. Okay.
Still
Just
is.
worse than LeBron. That's
I
all
do
I'm
not care anything about his basketball
know-
career. I just care the fact that he owns a NASCAR team.
saying.
So
Sam, we're
That's
not
all I'm
gonna
saying.
talk
Shut up
shit.
about him.
We're not going to talk shit about him or Randy Moss, who, fun fact, owned a truck series team once upon a time. We're not going to talk shit about them.
That was
Okay,
probably
so
his financial
you can just
management team. I'm just
well, like
or
yeah,
JT
probably.
Johntree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, I feel like they probably just paid him to put his name on the team,
That could have easily been.
and
it,
then
to
like
get
paid him for a
PR,
couple of appearances to like show up and
then
get
that was it.
sponsors for the team, and then like
Left.
told
You
him
don't
to
have
go
do
to the
anything
track
more than
one
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Come to a
like that.
race, do this, and then that's it. That's all you need to be a part of.
Yeah.
It's like when teams like own bowling, or when players like own bowling teams, like Terrell Owens or whoever.
How do you own a
They
bowling
just like
team?
buy a bowling team. And it's
Did
like a
Packer
pro-
people do that at the when you were working at the bowling alley?
No, because we didn't have leagues.
Oh, that's right. Village
Ashwaubenon
Lanes
and
did. Village
Village, and
Lanes
they
did
do
the leagues.
Because the gutter was the cool place.
The gutter was we come for a game or two, and we don't bowl here on leagues. Village
Basically,
Lanes is
pre
like the
Dave and
leagues.
Buster's, it was the only thing to do in our Podunk.
Oh,
town.
I've yet. To
I
go
have
to Dave
not
Buster's.
been to
I'm
Dave and
excited
Buster's
to go to
either.
that.
I
by
want
the
to go
way.
there too. What are you guys doing this weekend?
I feel like I have something. I definitely have something. I gotta help my dad this weekend. I'm pretty
Wow.
I
confident
just
in
want
that.
to point
I'm
out
sorry.
that
I'm pretty lame. All right, I just
the
help
gutter
people.
was the gutter because of me. That is
Oh,
the
absolutely.
only thing
Dude,
that I'm
do you
gonna-
think that they're
Do you
going to
think-
play Little Uzi Vert
Do you think
whenever
that
they
I
open
went to
back
the
up
gutter
again?
for any other
Yeah,
reason besides to see you?
Sam,
Do
you
think
once
I went to the gutter
overcharged
for
me.
a reason?
I was willing to pay, because I was with a lot of other people, I was willing to pay for my actual bowling for once in my life. And now, granted, I've probably gotten $300, $400 worth of free bowling
Oh, for sure.
over the years. But Sam paid me, he just told, like, the little clerk girl, like, put him down for $37.50. And the bitch did it. The goddamn bitch did it.
making a sale. I had a
And
teacher.
I didn't realize it until I already swiped my card.
I mean, and then he hit the OK button on the card.
And I just instinctively hit the green button, like I didn't look at the
Yeah.
screen, and he fucking charged me $37.50. Now, I could have caused a fight about it, but also I've essentially stolen
Yeah.
about 55 hours worth of free bowling in my
Fair.
life. And then countless other hours of just loitering there.
Do you guys know what some of my best times at the bowling alley were? Just kidding. I had a lot of good times, but the funniest times were when I would see like a group of kids, maybe around 16, 17, walk in. They pay for 2 hours of bowling. It's like 10 p.m. at night on a Saturday, right? There's 5 of them. 2 hours each. That group we made over $100 off of, right?
Yep.
Just bowling, and then I see them walk up to the bar and they get pitchers of beer with their fake IDs, and then they get caught, and then before they can even throw one ball, they get kicked out, and then they come up and they ask to get money back for their bowling, and then I point right to the top of the computer where it says no refunds and say, sorry. Good times.
See, now my favorite part
Talk about making
that
the
bowling
money.
alley was they would always pay for bowling because you had to pay for bowling,
Right.
obviously, and then they would order a shit ton of food from the restaurant, which the restaurant is a separate company that's in front of the bowling
bowling
alley.
alley,
They
yeah.
just serve the bowling alley, and those fucking kids would never ever pay for their food. They would just leave the bowling alley before the check came, or while the check was sitting there, and the bowling alley would also get paid, but the poor waitresses and waiters in the restaurant would never, ever get paid. But also, the waiters and the waitresses were always shitty. They were always awful.
Yeah.
That is,
So when like 3 different restaurants went under at that place, I didn't feel bad at all.
yes.
Neither did I.
The reason is because like the people and the hours
They would
are so
smoke weed in the
crappy.
freezer.
Like that's
Yeah.
genuinely what it is. Like the clientele is just it is pretty crappy. You could argue that if people are walking out, like that's it's really crappy the customer. But then again, like if you're a waitress and you have 8 set lanes that you have to take care of, then like you should be on top of them enough to either catch them. Or, I know that's not always the case. Like they do fall through the crack. It happens. But just in general, like if you're having $300 walk out on you every single day, like I just have to pay more attention.
Yes.
Yep.
But also, like, you would order your food, a different person would bring your food, and they wouldn't come back until it was time to pay. So it's not like they were really serving you. Also, I knew a lot of them from outside,
Doing
Work.
drugs, smoking.
Yeah, and, like, I didn't really feel that bad for them.
Yeah.
So you know what I say? Fuck them.
It's just the service industry. I mean,
Yeah.
like the reason they funnel through people so much is because like it's crappy for everybody. Workers are miserable. The people ordering the food are miserable.
Mhm.
Like people making the food are miserable. Like everybody's just miserable because they're all doing shit for other people.
Mhm.
And like
Deep down, they all hate other people.
everybody just wants their food. That's why I don't know. I feel like everything should just be like fast food. sometimes.
Did you see that McDonald's? It's not 2 for $2 anymore. It's 2 for $2.50. I was actually kind of upset about that. I don't know. I don't go to McDonald's overly that often.
Did you know that my dad?
But I was actually kind of upset.
My dad has been making me go on lunch runs forever, and he thinks that I pocket money all the time whenever I go on a lunch run for work. And, like, he didn't understand till, like, early this year that there's really no such thing as a dollar menu anymore. It's a value menu.
Yeah.
And everything is, like, $2-3 bucks.
Yeah.
So he thinks that he can just order 8 McDoubles and it's $8. It's like, no,
It's like $20.
it's like, dude, there's inflation, there's like supply chains, there's like
wage increases.
yes, wage
There's-
increases. There's a whole economics class, basic economics 101 class filled around things that make the cheeseburger $1.99 instead of $1.
Yeah.
But he just didn't understand that till like COVID. Then like he started realizing, oh, prices on some stuff is going up, and then he finally realized like,
Oh, it's been like that for a while.
it's a value menu. It's not
Yeah.
a dollar menu.
Can we
I'm
talk
like,
about how absurd it is that people eat Burger King? People eat Burger
Well,
King.
so hold on.
Sam,
Okay,
here's
hold on.
I'm gonna give you my Burger King thing. Okay, so Burger King is not bad. I actually think that some of their food is way better than McDonald's. The
dare you.
I
problem,
agree.
the problem with Burger King is the workers are disgusting and atrocious, and I swear to God, one of them had barnacles growing on her fucking neck. But fun story for you. So I walked.
go.
Me and my brother walked in. The drive-through was like full, so we walked in. And we were supposed to order 8 burgers because we had 4 family members that were at home, and we were all going to get 2 double cheeseburgers each. So we walk in, we walk up to the counter, like we're waiting on somebody. And this dude who I went to high school with, I don't know his name, he walks up to this like little blonde girl who I do know her name, but I'm not going to say her name during this story. Walks up to her, says, "Smell my finger." He sticks his fucking finger out, and she smelt it. And she smelt it. And
Just straight up get a
And-
whiff of this, baby.
and she like her face puckers right away, and she goes, "Ugh, it smells like shit." And he goes, "I just got out of the bathroom," and walks away. And my brother can corroborate this story. I can't make this up. It happened. It happened.
Their burgers still taste like a wet towel that you put in the fucking microwave.
All right.
Which is better than McDonald's.
I-
Fries
but
are okay. Their
it's-
fries are okay.
the
I
fries
actually-
slap.
I'll give that. To
They're
them.
horrible for you.
I've,
Yeah,
They
I've,
kill
for
you
sure.
from the inside.
Oh, for sure.
But
I've
yes, they're
tried to
great.
like Burger King, guys. I have tried to like it, and I cannot
Give
I've
up
tried-
on them.
Bro, I've tried almost everything that I can try. I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said I tried every single thing on the menu.
Yeah.
Because I haven't. But like I've tried chicken sandwiches. I've tried burgers. I've tried every version of the Whopper that they have. Which, by the way, they have like 5 or 6 different kinds.
Did you like the Impossible Whopper?
It tastes exactly the same as the Whopper.
Yeah, and I liked the regular Whopper, and I thought, wow, the Impossible Whopper is not bad.
I was impressed.
I was impressed at how close they got it.
Right, but I'm not
I'm no
impressed at
plan
how
eater.
awful the Whopper still tastes. Like, for being the burger
The signature
at
sandwich.
Burger King, like, it is very mediocre.
Let me throw this at you, and maybe I don't get the hype, but I was down in Texas, probably this was 2 years ago now, and I went to the Texas Motor Speedway because I had some time, right? I was like, there wasn't a race, but I was
And
like, I
yet
want to
you
just
hate
go
them.
drive around. I do. I'm not as upset because they did what I wanted them to do, but point being, and I never had a Whataburger before, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try it out. And I got like the signature sandwich, right? Because I'm like, I don't know what to get, but I know that usually the number one is whatever everybody's
Yeah,
signature
patty
sandwich
melt.
is.
It's that melt.
I
what
was
do they call
so disappointed with that burger that I was like, people are like this, like, and like genuinely seek this out. I'm like, this is underwhelming with how much people hyped this up. You know, Chick-fil-A's hyped, but Chick-fil-A can at least back itself up with some good
Chick-fil-A,
food, right?
yes.
It's hyped, but they at least got something going for them, right? But Whataburger was hyped. I'm like, this just
Whataburger,
kind of
It
sucks.
is known, but like it's like an unwritten thing that their signature burger is dog shit, and what you actually want to get there is the patty melt.
Patty
The
melt.
patty
All right, you know
is
what?
like-
Maybe I'll go back and I'll try and get the patty
Yes.
melt and not their signature sandwich, and maybe I'll have a different experience.
Also, Matt, I just gotta say, we do come from the land of Culver's.
We do, and I love me some Culver's.
I love Culver's.
Who doesn't? It's so good, man. You can at
Yes.
least feel like it's fresh.
And every time it's in that box, it is a little greasy, but it looks like how it does on the
It
commercial.
does.
Every time.
The bun, way better quality.
Ugh.
The
meat.
tomato and the vegetables and everything. It tastes fresh, right? The
You're always
meat,
getting extra fries too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's always piling
fries,
over.
fantastic.
So-
And to top everything off, they have Mountain Dew products.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I seek out Mountain Dew
Yes.
because it's so good.
Yes.
I want to give. Now, we've talked a lot about McDonald's and Burger King on this podcast, on this NASCAR podcast that we have. And if you were to just take a patty from a McDonald's burger, a McDonald's burger, it tastes disgusting. It tastes like the pink slime that it's made from. Alone, it needs all the dressings from all the other things that are on it. Burger King, you're eating just a piece of charcoal.
Yeah.
Culver's, it's a real piece of meat. It's a
for
real
sure.
piece
Preach,
of meat.
Dylan.
Like
Preach, baby.
20% fat, like 80% lean, like whatever that kind is. That perfect fatty. I mean, you're probably your heart's giving out a little every time.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
like-
I feel,
Oh,
after
yeah.
I eat a Culver's double deluxe with bacon, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
you need to
like-
head for the
especially
shitter or like
especially
like-
that
yeah.
large Mountain Dew, it really gets you
Bro,
going.
It takes a second to process. Also, I don't know. There's a Culver's that's by me, and I don't know how many other Culver's do this now, but they have like sticky notes that they
Yeah,
print
they-
numbers
they-
on
yep.
on the window,
Mhm.
and like all the Culver's that I used to go to, they used to have like the thing you put on
The-
the door
yeah.
instead or whatever, and like just wasn't as nice. So I like the sticky note thing.
I do too.
I
Big
think-
fan of that.
Mhm.
I think that should stay post COVID.
Yes.
That
sometimes
is
though
very
I leave
nice.
the sticky note on my car on
I have
accident. All of a
seen-
sudden
did I-
it's just
Did
flapping.
I send you guys? I had a Snapchat. I don't know if I sent it or put it on a story or what I did with it. And it was somebody. I was driving and I was coming back from work, and I was on East
They have
Mason,
their sticky note attached.
and they had their sticky note still on there. And I'm like, dude, did you get your food yet?
That's
I
funny.
just and I've seen that before. Of like, I've seen it on people's like passenger or driver's side windows, and I'm like, dude,
I have.
how do you
forgotten-
not notice?
I have forgotten.
I'm impressed.
Because when they bring the food up to me, right, I will grab the food because I already have my drink. I grab the food and I put it in here, and then I automatically go for like
the window?
raise window. And I have an automatic like razor, so I click it once and then it starts going. So like just by
Mhm.
instinct, I'm like, I set the food with my right hand, I automatically click
Yep.
it, and then I grab the steering wheel right away, and I just like. am
Oh
heading
yeah,
out.
like it.
And then I've never like gone the entire way home with the note still on. It's been like, okay, I drive like 15 feet and I
hmm
notice that it's still on, so I'll just like roll it back down and like grab it, but still kind of feel.
Similar point. People who forget to close their gas cap, like the lid to their
Yeah.
gas cap,
Okay, yeah, I don't understand that.
like you don't look out your mirror and think, "Oh, I left that wide open. I should probably close that." Or the people I've seen, people who have just left with the whole gas nozzle on in their car yet. I'm like,
My
dude,
God,
Oh my.
that's dangerous.
that's bad, dude.
Yeah. But I've seen that too.
Like how? How do you just forget
you-
that you're pumping gas? Did you not pay?
It's like, Matt, there's 330 million people in this
Still.
country.
Yeah.
You got to figure at least 1.5% are total fucking tards, for lack of a better
Hashtag
phrase.
Cancel Dylan.
Did you know that
Yes.
the cap,
But-
not the gas cap itself, but the
Like
cap
the
that's the
like
lid,
lid almost cover.
Millions
acts
of them.
as like a holder for the gas cap. You know, you can set the gas cap in that, and it. You guys think I'm lying?
What do you? I guess I don't. I
Okay,
can't
okay.
visualize what you're talking about.
I was
so
still thinking about finishing my toil fucking tards point. So you got to figure at
we go.
least
Here, I'll show you.
7 million people are just fucking idiots
I'm
that are
just-
never going to be
This is
fixed.
just.
We know some.
Yeah, I actually, yeah, I can name
Yeah.
a few.
Here.
No
I will
names,
find
though.
it. Just give me
No.
a second here.
I'm
We're a
not going
very
to name
popular podcast, guys. Very popular.
These are.
I know what you're talking about, Dylan.
So
Uh,
on
Oh,
each-
that's what you mean.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
So, like,
okay.
each-
I understand. Yeah,
Each
yeah,
like
yeah.
lid has a little spot you can
Oh.
put your gas thing on.
Yeah, that makes
and,
sense.
Like, I used to not know that, and then, like, it just hit me one day. Like, I was just looking at it, and it just hit me. And I'm
Like, this looks like it has a purpose.
I was like, is this a thing? So I looked it up. Like, I just typed
Yeah.
in, like, gas cap holder, like, while I was there. And sure enough,
Unreal. We gotta try that.
there's a community of people who know about this.
Now I
I
know.
was not a part of that
The
community.
whole
until-
community, guys. Who would have ever guessed?
You know, are you making fun of me?
No.
Yeah,
I-
he is.
No, I just didn't want there to be dead air on this podcast, so I just kind of was talking to talk, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Well, Matt, we got Phoenix next week.
We do a Phoenix next week. We got our picks in.
Mm-hmm.
We will see how that goes. First Phoenix race. I'm interested if there will be some different strategy in terms of if some people might be thinking end goal here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Just want to put it out
I'm
there.
really interested to see if Logano and Brad can continue to like kind of be on this roll. Hamlin obviously continuing to be on this roll, but if Ryan Blaney can have another good run, I think that that's going to be kind of one of the main points to watch. Because if Blaney shits the bed again
Yeah.
in that top 5 that he got this week
Yep.
at Las Vegas was just kind of an outlier, then we really got to start to worry. Because Blaney, what is he going to do? Is he going to sit there? Is he going to just hope for Talladega? Is he going to try to win 4 Talladega races in a row? Well, I
Well,
mean,
it
not
wouldn't
in
be
a row,
but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, 4 years straight, like Dale Jr.
Yeah.
That's like also, I think the France family might send down one of their goons with a wrench and just like
Family.
fuck up a tire or something. I don't know. Just because that's like the one super impressive record that Dale Jr. has.
It is.
That he won
that
Talladega 4 years in a row.
Yeah. 4 races in a row.
Well, 4 years. I don't think he. Oh yeah, he did
It's
win
4
4 straight.
Races. 4
Yeah, but I
straight.
mean, if Blaney can win 4 straight years at
I mean,
Talladega,
he'd be going on.
that's-
He'd be going on 3.
that's in the same league. Well, no, he's already won 3. He won that road course, I thought, and then really,
Yeah, but the road course. I'm not counting road course as a Talladega.
no, he won the road course, and then all of his wins since then haven't
Oh,
they been
yeah.
in Talladega?
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
2 wins he's gotten.
Mm-hmm.
God, Billy.
No, he's
Byron-
gotten 3. He has 4 wins in his career. I think 3 of them are at Talladega.
I thought it was 3. Hold on, I'm gonna fact check you. Real
I'm
quick.
almost sure.
Let me fact check you quick. I think it's 3.
I think he's won 3 at Talladega. I think he's like just Talladega like specialist.
Okay, I am wrong. He has won 4. You were right.
Rock on.
I
I swear 3 of his victories have come at Talladega.
No, he got 1 Pocono. That's right.
Shit!
I forgot about the Pocono
I forgot
race.
about Pocono too.
I forgot about the
Shit.
Pocono race. Yeah.
Shit. Well, anyway, I don't think he's gonna win like a 3rd Talladega race this year. I don't know. He only wins like 1 race a year.
Yeah.
It's our biggest problem with him. So I think, and in the grand scheme of things, I can love talking about how I think Ryan Preece can get another like top 15 again. But in reality, like Ryan Blaney is an actual like rising star in the sport, and he kind of
Yeah.
matters more than our favorite irrelevant driver.
That's true.
Sam,
right.
rooting for Ryan Preece is like watching college football and just deciding that you're a big Florida Atlantic fan. Have you even heard of Florida
Yes,
Atlantic?
I
Yeah.
have.
Lane Kiffin coached there for a year after he got fired from everywhere else.
They've got like the white, the blue, and the red kind of like color scheme. Got the white.
I think they're
helmets,
the
white
Owls.
face mask.
The
There's-
Owls.
I'm
There
pretty
you
sure
go.
there was like a famous NFL player who like went there, maybe a running back or a quarterback. I mean, that doesn't exactly.
I think
No, it
Dimitri
really
Nance
doesn't.
went there. I think he was like
Pretty sure there was
a 4-string running back for the Packers
was it
one day.
like Cole Beasley or something? He's a
Might have been
receiver.
Cole Beasley.
Hold up.
Check him out, Sam. Let's keep this
Florida.
pod moving.
NFL players.
Yeah, but I remember Lane Kiffin left Alabama and he went there and he had a really good year. But I remember
Devin
Wisconsin beat him.
Singletary. I
Devin
knew it.
Singletary.
I knew it.
He's a pretty decent running back for the Bills.
Yes.
He's not great, but he might get you 1,000 yards and he might average 4.5 rushing yards.
Alfred Morris
this
also
season.
went there. He's no longer.
Alfred
in the league,
Morris.
But
He's not playing anymore. I thought Alfred Morris was really good, but he's a guy who all of a sudden went from like Pro Bowl level starter to backup, just like that.
instantly.
Like when it was over, it was over.
Because so he did well with the Redskins originally,
Yes.
right?
Yep, that RG3 team where they were running the ball and they were running the what was it, the pistol off?
That's
No,
gotta
it
be.
wasn't the pistol.
It's gotta be why, because the defenses.
Oh, the
are-
run option. That was the year that the run option
Defenses
was
are
huge.
committing to, they're committing an entire player basically to watching the quarterback just in case he runs. Even if RG3 didn't do much, same with like Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, like even if they got 5 rushing yards the entire game, they still had a defensive player watching them at all times to make sure that that didn't happen. It's kind of the same thing. So like if you take away an outside linebacker and only put them on RG3, then that leaves more room for the run game to be with
Mhm.
us. So
Yeah. And then eventually defenses did figure it out.
right.
That's also kind of what happened to Colin
Colin
Kaepernick
yeah.
before all the controversy,
Yes.
which we won't go into. But he kind of got figured out
Yes.
like really easily. And once RG3 tweaked his knee in that playoff game and he came back, and I think he came back a little too early, the athleticism wasn't the same. The only guy that had staying power was Wilson, but Wilson was kind of the best out of all of them.
Sorry, I had to do.
All right.
Russell Wilson.
I
right.
hate the robot Russell Wilson. I love the player, and honestly, like I loved him in college too, just because he got us the closest that we've been to winning a Rose Bowl since Ron Dane. I know that the podcast is dragging on, so guys, like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, listen to this podcast, tell a friend, follow Sam, Crank Beers at Crank Beers
On Twitter.
on Twitter. Have a great week. We'll recap Phoenix next week. See you guys.